Hey everyone, this is Blaine Mark, a member of the Hughes Optioneering team here. I just want to go ahead and hop on a call with you live today because I spotted a really interesting trade setup and opportunity in the market. I want to go ahead and record this video to go ahead and put this out just to see if you guys had spotted this trade and see what your thoughts were about it as well. But the trade is actually going to be for Visa, and what makes this trade interesting is that Visa is actually set up to report earnings today after hours. So once the market closes here in just about an hour and a half, Visa is going to be putting out their Q1 earnings report. So there's obviously been a little bit of volatility leading up into that. The options are carrying a lot of time value right now. And the trade setup I actually found is going to be able to play off of that. It's going to take advantage of that little bit of excess time value. So, just looking at the chart right now, you can see some of that volatility I've been talking about. Of course, the stock is sold off along with the larger market during this period right here in earlier April, largely tariff related. We saw large market-wide declines. Visa got caught up in that a little bit, but the stock has recovered quite nicely and has actually recaptured those pre-Liberation Day levels, as you can see in today's price action. So, nice recovery in the stock right here. But as the stock is heading into its earnings report today after hours, this is setting up a really interesting trade opportunity. And the opportunity I've found is actually able to profit whether the stock increases, stays flat, or even sells off just a bit in the wake of those earnings today. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trade here. So the setup I found, it's actually going to be a call option debit spread here for Visa. And it's actually what we're looking at here is going to be for the May 2nd option. So these are going to be options that are expiring actually this coming Friday. So this is only going to be, if you were to follow this trade, you could only hold it for a handful of days. It's going to be expiring this coming Friday. But what we're looking to do here is what I found out by just checking at the options, to see what type of move Visa stock and their options are pricing in. This is what the options market is anticipating Visa is going to do post that earnings report this afternoon. And, just looking at the option premiums, the amount of time value that they're carrying, investors through the options market are pricing in about a 3.9% move in either direction for Visa stock post that earnings report. So with that in mind, just factoring in, doing a little bit of easy math there, at current level, should Visa shares sell off by about 3.9% after that report, they'd be down trading somewhere in the neighborhood of about $327 per share. So keeping that in mind, if they were to sell off 3.9%, be trading down about $327 per share, we can set up a trade around that and try and find an opportunity. What I've done is exactly that. So I found this call option debit spread trade right here using the 320 and 325 strike calls. And again, this is using the May 2nd expiration. And what I'd be looking to do with this trade here is go ahead and buy to open the 320 strike call and sell to open the 325 strike call. So using just one order, simultaneously setting it up just like this, as you can see here. And this price is bouncing around just a little bit. It's currently showing just about 4.55, but I would actually set my limit price a little bit lower than that because I've seen that price actually go all the way down as far as 4.2. I would probably set my limit price for this order here just a touch below where it's trading right now, actually probably somewhere around 4.4 points, because if I were to get filled at that price, that's ideally where I'd look to get filled. If it got filled lower, then great. And I've seen it trade there just in the past couple minutes all the way down, as I said, to about 4.2. But, if I got filled at 4.4 points on the spread, given that it's a 5-point debit spread, that would mean I would have a profit potential of $60 or, zero point 0.6 points. So that would be a 12% return for this trade. That would be its possible profit potential. And, you having the opportunity to be able to make 12% on a trade by just the end of the week, that sounds like a very appealing trade setup to me. So I would go ahead and likely look to go ahead and lock this trade order in, put that limit price at 4.4 points, and go ahead and get that trade filled, hopefully, and be able to take advantage of this extra premium built into these Visa options right around the stock's earnings report this afternoon. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and follow along with this trade. Go ahead and track it, see what it's doing. I'm definitely going to try and watch Visa's earnings reports this afternoon. I know it's been one of the ones this week that I was really dialed in for to see how this stock reported. So definitely will be tuned in to see how this trade performs right here. So hope you all enjoy the video. Take care, folks, and I'll see you back here soon.